again if I find it's a big tongue-in-cheek, so don't take tzimtzum kipshutai. But this is a really beautiful story of how Chassidim, a moshul of Chassidim. So I got it. This is from the Sasonkin. I'll read you the story. This story was told by Rabbi Aaron Rabashkin. This is the Avram Aaron Rabashkin. You know, this is the father, the Zayder, the famous Rabbi, the father of what's his name? Shalom Matcha. So he says, he's still living, Baruch Hashem. So he was a very active child. He's telling a story of his childhood. One time,
his kids are too.
His kids they have a lot of energy. They have a lot of energy. The Chazan family, if you know them. Baruch Hashem, using for good things. So he was very active. So his teacher, Rabbi Shmuel Sasonkin, all of a sudden, sits him down. It's just funny and cute and tongue-in-cheek, but the bottom line is beautiful. And he says, I want to tell you a story, a marshal. So he says to him, a tailor needs to have three qualities. Rabbi Shmuel says to him. Number one, he needs to be a liar. When a customer comes to him for a job and says he needs it by a certain date, the tailor will say they'll have it ready by then, even though he's fully booked with other jobs. He knows they won't be, but otherwise he won't get the business. Yeah, don't worry, it'll be ready. Number two, he has to be a thief. This is tongue-in-cheek. The competition to make clothing was very fierce, and the only way to make real money was to have the customer bring in more cloth than was actually necessary. And the tailor would keep the extra cloth. I guess everybody knew this, so it wasn't really stealing, but that's the way it worked. Okay. And the third thing a tailor has to know is, he has to know how to sew. So the first that Rabbi Shmuel explained are a lot easier than the third. The first two qualities. So he tells him, likewise a chassid needs three qualities. He needs a certain level of chutzpah in order to remain steadfast in the ways of chassidus, not be affected of the world. Two, he needs to know how to take l'chaim with his fellow chassidim in order to overcome the harshness of golus. This is in Russia. He has to be able to ask how to take mashke. And three, he needs to know how to learn chassidus and has to actually spend time learning. So Rabbi Shmuel concluded with a smile and said, the first two are a lot easier than the third. The bottom line, ikar, the chassid is to learn chassidus and to sit down and actually learn. Chassidic humor with a poignant and very powerful message. Have a wonderful day.